So have y'all ever just had them places that you don't like to go to because you feel funny about it, just a bad vibe, or ever been around people where it's just like something like God is telling you don't be cool with them, just go the other way. They ain't what you want to entertain. So I'm gonna tell you something. So when I was working at the grocery store, I used to have to go to this bank to cash my check and put it into my account. And I did not like this bank. Now, the people were nice. It was just something about the atmosphere there. It was just something about it. It was in the opening, but yet it was in the cut. So one day when I come to work and they was telling me, they was like, D, guess what? They was like, the little bank that you go to? I was like, yeah, somebody came and robbed it. And I'm just like, man, I know I didn't care for this place. I always try to get in and get out. There's a man who robbed it. And then after that, they closed the bank. They shut it down. So I started going to another one, which is, better. So the next incident was there was this guy that used to come around my job. And, he had laid eyes on me and he found interest. So, we had, we'll talk whenever he come into the job. And then, eventually we exchanged numbers. And as we were messaging, that's right then and there, I caught that in my spirit, like, he not safe. We are on two different paths in life. And so obviously that broke off really, really fast. But I just knew he ain't safe for me. And I'm not going nowhere around this guy. So tell me why this is down, over time. I come to work. My coworker say, hey, that dude that, come in here and be talking to you. And I was like, yeah, he unalived his boss right across the, road from us. And I'm just like, what? I'm really not surprised because I ain't feel right about him in the first place. I want you to catch these diamonds because I said all of that to say something totally different than what you think I'm about to say. There was a revelation that I got from these situations, right? You got the bank robber and then you got the dude that unalived his boss, these are both true local stories. But the thing about it is they committed two different crimes, but they still have to go do the same time. Come on. What am I saying? Just because you sin differently from somebody else doesn't mean anything. The same person that you talking down on about what they do and how they sin, you're going to the same place with them. Y'all gonna be roommates. The world that we live in, it's unbalanced scales. The Bible talks about the unbalanced scales. We'll make it okay for you to do this, but you can't do that. See, as people, we want to only bring God in when we want to justify something or when we want to get rid of something. This is when we want to uphold God's law. And this is when we don't want to think about God's law. Something that we have normalized this activity is fornication between men and women. That is unauthorized unless you're joined together by God in a bed of marriage. This is why we're seeing more of them baby showers and no weddings. See, I'm going to tell you something. This man on my job, he said, hey, Miss D. I said, what's up? He's like, you got any kids? I said, no. He said, why? I said, because I'm not married. This man looked at me like I had another head growing out of my neck. See what I'm saying? I said something very foreign and crazy. The world I grew up in made me think as long as you get you a boyfriend and y'all go to church, then y'all safe. My father said, no, that is not. The devil is a liar. This is why I'm saying my relationship with God, it was wholeheartedly and genuine and serious. Because God told me, your boyfriend not going to save you. You having a boyfriend not going to get you into heaven. It is honoring me. It is obeying me and follow my commands. See, when I gave my life to God, I say, when I'm the type of person, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right. Okay. So I say, I'm going to be across the board. I'm not going to leave one lifestyle and to come over here, this lifestyle, and still committing sin. Fornication is still wrong, no matter who you're doing it with. If you're not married, and this is not up under a marriage and authorized by God, then you're sinning against God and also your body. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what God taught me. This is the world we live in now that make you think that it's okay. This is why you got so many people. As long as you're fornicating with a man or you're a woman or opposite sex, you safe. You're not safe. And that's what I learned. You see what I'm saying? I want to have a husband and be married. I'm not just going to be out here dating guys. Well, I date guys now, so, I should be all good. God going to let me into heaven. That ain't how that work. It's being holy. Come on now. It is being holy. Come on. Let me stay on my point. We all commit a crime against God. Just like, you can commit a crime in the physical. You're committing a crime in the spiritual too. And when you continue to commit this crime on a spiritual level, you're gonna get that time, that internal life in that lake of fire. You understand what I mean? Even with the world, you have a prison. So if there's a prison in the world, there's a prison in the spiritual world as well. You see what I mean? Everybody out here sinning differently from one another, but thinking they're gonna be safe at the end. Look, when you're committing a sin against God, you go into the same place where you tell them other people they going, and that's just real. That's something you got to keep in your mind. And you know what I'm saying? Stop being naive and thinking that you're safe just because the world make you feel safe. You're not safe when you sin against God. I learned this, early on in my journey. It was never about just getting no boyfriend. It was about coming to Christ. It was coming to him and being wholeheartedly with him. You see what I mean? And I'm so glad I learned that, because the world teaches me it's okay to be a woman and have a man and, have babies by this man, and y'all are not married, and you're just out here dating different dudes. They teach me that that's okay. You can do that. Now that's normal. That's normal. Do that. See what I'm saying? But ain't nobody taught me that you keep your body to yourself until you marry. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught that. So when I talk like that, people look at me like I'm crazy. But my thing is, if I'm gonna be living for God, I'm gonna do it right. I'm not gonna get a man just because he's a man and I'm a woman, or we're normal. No, we holy. We gonna do it right. You understand what I'm saying? If I like a dude, I'm gonna tell him, hey, this is what's popping, but ain't nothing dropping. Come on, catch them diamonds.